we now come to a very intriguing part of the day's proceedings, ladies and gents. The panel discussion that I talked to you about. We have a distinguished panel of experts and speakers joining this discussion. You will, ooh. I told you, somebody got too excited. Yeah, so we have an opportunity for you guys to ask questions at the end of the discussion. This time there will be people with mics in the audience. So pay close attention, and this is the time for you to actually engage with any of your problems, because like I said, everybody is here today. All the stakeholders representing the gem and jewelry industry, the policymakers, everyone's here. So make sure you pay close attention and ask your questions at the end of the discussion. All right, let's invite the panel, shall we? First of all, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Member of Parliament, Economist, Chairman of the Committee on Public Finance, Dr. Harsha de Silva. Next, the Chairman, MEPA, Gemologist, former Deputy Director, SL Customs, Mr. Samanta Gunasekara. Next, the President of Lanka Gem Dealers and Miners Association, Mr. Priyantha Weliwatta. And the immediate past President of SLGJA and founder member of Facets Exhibition and Trade Show, Mr. Ajward, Deen. And lastly, the Chairman of SLGJA, the Vice Chairman of GEM Sri Lanka, Mr. Rizwan Naeem. And ladies and gents, please put your hands together for the moderator of this discussion from the Department of Communication of the Parliament of Sri Lanka, the lovely Ms. Madhavi Pereira. Madhavi, over to you.
Thank you, Ashan. Ladies and gentlemen, so our purpose here today extends beyond gems. It is to envision and shape the future of the Sri Lanka's gem and jewelry industry, and while doing so, to envision and shape Sri Lanka itself. So our task, starting from this very point onwards, is to therefore strive together to do better, to explore difficult questions, bold opportunities, possibilities for innovation, a vision for the future where each and every one of us present here today can bring forth a unique perspective towards a shared commitment. And in doing so, we value your participation, your engagement with us, and you are welcome to do so in any language, because progress should not have any barriers. ඉතින් ඔබට අද දවසේ මේ සංවාද මණ්ඩපයේ තුල භාෂාත්‍රයෙන්ම මේ විද්වත් මණ්ඩලය හා කතා බහ කරන්නට අදහස් බෙදා ගන්නට ඉඩ අවකාශය සලසලා දීලා තියෙනවා. මොකද අපේ මිනිස්සු මේ මහ පොළොවත් එක්ක මේ කරන ගනුදෙනුවේ රටක් හැටියට අපි මේ මැණික් හා ස්වර්ණාභරණ කර්මාන්තයේ ඉදිරි දැක්ව වෙනුවෙන් කරන මේ කතිකාවේ සියලුම දෙනාගේ හඬට ඉඩ අවකාශය ලබා දෙන එක තමයි Ceylon Gemlogue 2025 හි අපේ අරමුණ. ඒක තමයි අපේ උත්සාහය. ඒක හින්දා කතා කළ යුතු දේවල් බොහෝමයි. ඉතින් මම පටන් ගන්නට හැරෙන්නම් රත්නද්වීපයේ රත්න අගනගරය පැත්තට මුලින්ම. ලංකා මැණික් ව්‍යාපාරිකයන්ගේ සහ පතල්කරුවන්ගේ මහා සංගමයේ සභාපතිතුමන් ප්‍රියන්ත වැලිවත්ත මහත්මයා. ආයුබෝවන්. ඔබ බොහොමත්ම ගෞරවයෙන් යුතුව පිළිගන්නවා. ප්‍රියන්ත මහත්මයා, මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාව කියන්නේ ලෝකයේ හම්බ වෙන හොඳම මැණික් ප්‍රභව හම්බ වෙන රටක්. ඒ කියන්නේ සෝසින් කන්ට්‍රි එකක්. ඉතින් අපි තායිලන්තයේ සාර්කත්වය ගත්තොත් චාන්තපුරි නගරය වගේ එයාලා ලෝකෙට පෙන්නලා තියෙනවා මේ සෝසින් කන්ට්‍රි එකක් වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. කියන්නේ මේ මහ පොළොවේ මැණික් මතු වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ ග්ලෝබල් හබ් එකක් වෙන්න. අපේ රටේ මැණික් තියෙනවා. දක්ෂතාවය තියෙනවා. විශේෂයෙන්ම රත්නපුර. හැම පැත්තෙම දක්ෂතාවය තියෙන ශිල්පීන් ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් ජාත්‍යන්තරය දිනන්න, ගැනුම්කරුවන් ආකර්ෂණය කරගන්න, ගෝලීය වෙළඳපොළ තුල අපේ ස්ථානය, ලංකාවේ ස්ථානය ශක්තිමත් කරන්න ඒකාබද්ධ වැඩපිළිවෙලක් ගැන කතා කරොත් රත්නපුරේ ස්ථාවරය කොයි වගේද? අපි කතා කරමු.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි මාධවී. ඇත්තටම අපි දැනටමත් රත්තුඹුර ජාත්‍යන්තර මැණික් ප්‍රදර්ශනය ආරම්භ කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒක මැණික් හම්බ වෙන මැණික් උපදින රත්නපුර අපිට මේ ප්‍රදර්ශනය ආරම්භ කිරීම ලැබීම ලොකු භාග්‍යයක්. මොකද හැමදාම අපේ ප්‍රදේශයේ මැණික් ගැරුවා විතරයි, මැණික් මතු කරා විතරයි, ලෝකෙට මැණික් දුන්න විතරයි. නමුත් ජාත්‍යන්තරයට අපි මැණික් ප්‍රදර්ශනයේ පටන් ගත්තා. ඒක අති සාර්ථකයි. මම කියන්න ඕන මාධවී, ලෝකේ ගොඩක් අය ඕනම ශේෂ්ත්‍රයක උපදින තැනින් හම්බ වෙන තැනින් මැණික් ගන්න ගොඩක් ආසාවෙන් හිටපු නිසා අපේ මැණික් ප්‍රදර්ශනයට ලෝකේ ගොඩක් රටවලින් ගණුම්කරුවන් ආවා. ගොඩක් සාර්ථකයි. ඇත්තටම සාර්ථක කර ගැනීමට ලැබීම රත්නපුරේ අපි ලංකාවේ මැණික් කර්මාන්තීන් අපි සියලු දෙනා සන්තෝෂ විය යුතුයි. මම හිතනවා අපි දැනට පටන් අරන් තියෙන මැණික් කුළුණ රත්නපුරේ අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා ඉස්සරහට තායිලන්තය වගේ මැණික් හබ් එක අපේ රටට ළඟා කර ගැනීම එයත් අපට ලොකු උදව්වක් වෙයි කියලා. ඒ වගේම මැණික් ශේෂ්ත්‍රයට අපි මාධවී මේ අපේ සපරුගමුව විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ මැණික් පිළිබඳ ඩිප්ලෝමා පටන් අරන් තියෙනවා. අපේ මැණික් සංගමේ සහ පාලන අධිකාරියත් එක්ක දැනට ඉදිරියට අපි උපාධියක් සඳහා මේ සඳහා අපි දායකත්වයේ ලැබ් එකට අවශ්‍ය දායකත්වයේ මුදල් වලින් මිලියන ගාණක් අපි සංගමයක් වශයෙන් අපි දැනට දීලා තියෙනවා. ඒක ගොඩක් සාර්ථකයි කියලා පීතනවා. මොකද අනාගතයේ අපේ තරුණ අයට තාක්ෂණය, තාපකරණය සියලු දේ සපරුගම විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ ඒ පැත්තෙන් පටන් ගන්න තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා විශාල වෙනසක්. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔබතුමී කිව්වා වගේ තායිලන්තේ දැනට ලෝකෙ මැණික් හම්බ වෙන්නේ නැති වුණාට හම්බ වෙන සියලුම රටවල් වල මැණික් එන්නේ තායිලන්තයට. ඒක අපි දන්නවා, අත්දැකීම් වශයෙන් දන්නවා, අපි ගිහිල්ලත් තියෙනවා. නමුත් ඒ මාකට් එක අපිට ඉස්සරහට මේ යන විදියට හදා ගන්න පුළුවන් මැණික් අධිකාරිය මේට වඩා විශේෂ මැදිහත් වීමක් විය යුතුයි කියලා මම හිතනවා. මොකද තායිලන්තේ මේ තත්ත්වයට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ මාධවී ඒ රජයෙන්, ඒ මැණික් අධිකාරියෙන් ඒ අයට මේ මැණික් ශේෂ්ත්‍රයේ ඉන්න ඒගොල්ලන්ට අවුරුද්දකට මාස 6කට විශාල මුදල් ප්‍රමාණයක් පොලියක් නැතුව වගේ දීලා තිබුණා මුලින්ම. දැන් පොඩි පොලියක් ගන්නවා. ඒක නිසා වැඩිම ස්ටොක් එකක් ලෝකේ පවතින්නේ තායිලන්තේ මැණික් ව්‍යාපාරිකයන් ළඟ. ඒ හේතුව තමයි ඒගොල්ලන්ට මුදල් වලින් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. මම හිතනවා අපේ රටත් ඉස්සරහට පුළුවන් තරම් මැණික් ශේෂ්ත්‍රයේ ඉන්න අයට බැංකු හරහා සානාධාර විදියට මුදල් දුන්නොත් අපේ රටෙත් විශාල මැණික් ව්‍යාපාරිකයන්ට ලොකු ස්ටොක් එකක් නම් ලෝකේ බයස්ලා එන්නේ නැහැ මාධවී. ප්‍රධානම දේ ඒක තමයි. අපි දැනට රත්නපුරේ පටන් අරන් තියෙනවා ඒ අපේ මැණික් ප්‍රදර්ශනය හරහා ටූරිසම් පැත්ත ඒකත් දියුණු වෙනවා කියලා මම හිතනවා. බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
බොහොමත් ස්තුතියි. මම හිතන්නේ ඔබ සඳහන් කරා වගේ ඒකේ ආර්ථිකමය පැත්ත කතා කරන්න අපිට ඉන්න ආර්ථික විශේෂඥයෙක් අපේ ආචාර්ය හර්ෂ ද සිල්වා මැතිතුමා. ඔබතුමාට එන්නම් බට් ඊට මත්තෙන් මම කැමති අපේ සමන්ත ගුණසේකර මහත්මයා වෙත යොමු වන්නට. දැන් අපි රත්නපුරේ ගැන කතා කරපු හින්දා දැන් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ මැණික් කර්මාන්තය ගත්තම සාම්ප්‍රදායික පතල් කැණීම් තවමත් යම්කිසි ආධිපත්‍යයක් දරනවා. හැබැයි ඔබේ අදහසට අනුව මෙම සාම්ප්‍රදායික පතල් කැණීම් ක්‍රමය ආරක්ෂා කරගන්න ගමන් නවීන ආරක්ෂිත සහ වඩාත් කාර්යක්ෂම ක්‍රම හඳුන්වා දීම අතර අපි මොන වගේ සමබරතාවයක්ද ඇති කරගත යුත්තේ පාරිසරික වශයෙන් ගත්තොත්?
ඔව් සුබද. සුබදසනක්. ඇත්තටම මම හිතන්නේ හොඳ කාලීන ප්‍රශ්නයක්. මොකද හුඟක් වෙලාවට අපි මැණික් කර්මාන්තය ගැන කතා කරද්දී අවධානය දැනට අඩු වෙලා තියෙන පැත්තක් ඔබ යොමු කරේ මාධවි. ඒ ගැන එකක් තමයි මම දකිනවා මෙතන මැණික් සහ ස්වර්ණාභරණ අධිකාරියෙන් වෙන්න ඕන කටයුත්තක් බලපත්‍ර දීමේදී. මොකද දැනට මැණික් සහ ස්වර්ණාභරණ අධිකාරිය පෝස්ට් මොනිටරින් කියන එක ඒ පැත්ත කෙරෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද අපි හිතුව GSMB ගත්තොත් GSMB කියන්නේ පතල් සහ පතල් හරි මේ ආයතනයේ බලපත්‍රයක් දුන්නා පෝස්ට් මොනිටර් එකක් වෙරෙනවා. ඒකද කන්ඩිෂන්ස් දාන බලපත්‍රේ. නමුත් මැණික් සහ ස්වර්ණාභරණ අධිකාරියේ ඒක පෝස්ට් මොනිටරින් කෙරෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක ලොකු ඉඩසක්. ඒ නිසා අද අපි දකින්නවා සමහර පළාත්වල ඔබ කිව්වා වගේ විශේෂයෙන්ම රත්නපුර එතකොට බලංගොඩ පැත්ත ඒ වගේම විශාල ඔක්කම්පිටිය වගේ සමහර පළාත්වල විශාල වශයෙන් හැරීම සිදු කරලා ඊට පස්සේ ඒක නැවත වසා දැමීමක් එහෙම නැත්නම් ඒක ප්‍රතිස්ථාපනය කිරීමක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. සමහර රටවල විශාල කැණීම කරද්දී ඒ දේ සිද්ධ කරනවා ඒ සම්බන්ධව අදාළ රෙගුලාසි සහ නීති ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා සෞඛ්‍ය පැත්තෙන් එක ගැටලුවක්. අනිත් පැත්තෙන් මිනිසුන්ට සහ සතුන්ගේ ආරක්ෂාව පිළිබඳ ප්‍රශ්නයක් ඇති වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඊටත් වඩා භයානකම පැත්ත තමයි ජල පෝෂක ජල උල්පත් ඒ වගේම ජල පහරවල් වල නැවත ඇති වුණ නැත්නම් වෝටර් ටේබල් එක කියන එක. වෝටර් ටේබල් එකට ලොකුවට ඉෆෙක්ට් එකක් වෙලා තියෙනවා. මේ හින්දා මේ පැත්ත අද හුඟක් වෙලාවට මැණික් කර්මාන්තයේදී කතා කරන්නේ නැති ප්‍රශ්නයක්. ඒකින්ද අනාගතයේදීවත් මේ සම්බන්ධයේ පියවර අරගෙන යම්කිසි ක්‍රමවේදයකට ඒ වසා දැමීම හෝ නැවත ප්‍රතිෂ්ඨාපනය කිරීමේ ක්‍රමවේදයක් ඇති වෙනවා නම් ඒක මැණික් කර්මාන්තය වගේම මේ රටේ පරිසරයේ ඒ වගේ මේ රටේ අනාගත වෙනුවෙන් කෘෂි කර්මාන්තය සහ ජන ජීවිතය පැත්තෙන් ලොකු දෙයක් වෙනවා කියන එක මම දකිනවා.
බොහොමත් ස්තුතියි. මම අර පටන් ගන්නකොටත් කිව්වා වගේ මේ අපේ මිනිස්සු මේ මැණික් කර්මාන්තය කියන්නේ අපේ මිනිස්සු මේ මහ පොළවත් එක්ක කරන ගනුදෙනුවක්. සාමාන්‍ය අපේ මිනිස්සු හරිම සංවේදී පරිසරයට ආදරේ. ඉතින් මම හිතන්නේ මැණික් හා ස්වර්ණාභරණ අධිකාරියේ නිලධාරී මහත්මීන් අද අපිත් එක්ක සහභාගී වෙලා ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් මේ සංවාදය මම හිතන්නේ බොහොම ඵලදායක වේවි ඔබතුමන්ලාගේ අදහස්. ඉතින් මම දැන් යොමු වන්නට කැමති පොඩ්ඩක් so just to move on a little bit Mr. Ajward Deen. Now when we take our industry, is Sri Lanka's biggest weakness, is it policy inconsistency? Is it lack of branding? Now, Honorable Dilip, we heard he was talking about branding. We heard two of our panelists speaking about policy issues. So is it the weaknesses that we have in policy inconsistency or lack of branding? Or is it an issue in terms of lack of trust? Where is this bottleneck?
Thank you, Chronicle, for having me on this panel. I don't know if I'm qualified with all these eminent personalities to be here. I don't know, is there a weakness? Do you all think there's a weakness in the trade now? Okay. Now I see audience which are quite young, who have not encountered more problems, and everybody's on positive vibes, so I don't want to put a damper on it now. But we lack a policy plan for many years. We have made representations, proposals to so many governments in the past, and still there is no national policy plan to come out. So at the moment, if you tell in medical
My
terms...
apologies, Mr. Deep. Could you please... yeah.
If you talk in medical terms today, the patient is on Ceylon. That is where we stand now, with the international market in dilemma, wars all over, tariffs from the US, and in addition, a heap of regulations from the state here to the dealers, exporters. So at the moment, we are trying to resolve. There have been some positive news from the state that certain things will be given. And also, the former speaker, Mansuri, spoke about Thailand. Thailand gem industry the hub was built on Sri Lankan gemstones. After they buying the Geuda in the late 70s and 80s, they had an innovative way of treatment, and that is how, and we, I think, at that time, without our government or our universities making any headway to, or the dealers to find out how we can treat, we sold thousands of carats. Earlier, Thailand was just only dealing in Australian dark sapphires and Jewellery. So today, where are we and where are they now? So for this, another thing is we have to make this a gem hub. That also we are given proposals, several governments, but I don't know, our industry is always given a stepmotherly treatment from all states. So we are making some, at least at the moment, we need a lot, everybody should get together, the stakeholders, the government, and come up with a comprehensive national policy to take this industry forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Turning to Mr. Rizwan Naeem. Now, while the name Ceylon Sapphire continues to hold immense prestige in global markets, Sri Lanka is also home to many other stones like spinels, aquamarines, zircons, etc., etc. So how can Sri Lanka strategically position herself as a brand under a broader identity like Ceylon Gems, complementing the sapphire heritage so as to build a stronger value chain and ensure a long-term global competitiveness?
Thank you, Madhavi. First and foremost, on behalf of the CGJTA and Gem Sri Lanka, I want to congratulate Domingo, you and the team for putting together such a fantastic event, for bringing people together. The Ceylon Sapphire brand, that name came together not just because of the efforts of a few people over decades, no. It came together because of the efforts of so many people across the globe over centuries. Just to give you an idea, before 1960s and 50s, the typical engagement ring was actually a Ceylon sapphire. Then came Diamond Trading Company. They went on relentless campaigning. And diamonds, by the way, are not the rarest in the world. They are available abundantly. Whereas the sapphire, the fine sapphires, are rare. The rubies today actually fetched higher prices than diamonds in auctions. So we are sitting on top-notch gemstones and struggling here. Our dealers today are struggling to sell gemstones in Bangkok and other centers. Not because of anything, because number one, we don't have proper branding. The Ceylon sapphire is something that's cultivated over centuries, not just by Sri Lankans or Ceylonis as we were known, but by dealers, including dealers from all parts of the world. For example, the Ceylon itself associates with a particular color of blue in England. The 25th anniversary wedding ring, after wedding, is actually a sapphire. So all those trades from all parts of the world came together and created this brand, Ceylon Sapphire. My kindest request, we must not mess with this brand name, Ceylon Sapphire. If you are talking about bringing wider variety of goods and calling Ceylon gems, all these other names that you name, garnets, spinners, everything, African nations are producing far greater quantities than we do. They can claim brand annotation, move forward. The issue here is not just the brand. We can position the brand, take it forward. However, if we as a country cannot meet that demand, if we don't have the selection to meet that demand, we are lost out from day one. Like my previous speaker, Mr. Ajward Deen said, he's been long enough in the trade to know these changes. Over the last 10 years, this is not supposed to get negative vibes here. We are getting more and more roadblocks when goods come in and goods go out. This is the basics of a trading hub. You have to have efficient flow of goods inside, efficient flow of goods going out. If we cannot get our goods competitively, okay, let's go, we set up a brand, we position, we spend money. And then, but when the buyers ask for it, we cannot supply, Bangkok is supplying them. So it's a waste of resources. We got to work along as a holistic policy framework. Our policy framework is completely absent here to get our industry forward for the next generation. It is imperative, critical, that there is an efficient framework, cost-effective framework for goods to come in and goods to go out. For the last 20 years, the industry has survived more on African stones than here, Sri Lankan stones. If these roadblocks are coming in to curtail the supply of gemstones, less and less buyers are coming here. It is already happening. Bangkok has taken over. They are a sea now, not even a competitor with us. They are vast, enormous. As what other speakers said, we must try to learn from them. If I may touch on a few more examples. Like back in 1950s, 60s, the original foreign buyers to Sri Lanka were actually Indian dealers, South Indian dealers. They came here, bought gemstones from Colombo, Galle, Weliwatta, and then took them to Hong Kong. All the buyers from Europe, US went to Hong Kong. Why Hong Kong? Easy flow of goods. They took off an industry that is today close to $30 billion. And Thailand, they encouraged every possible dealer to bring in as much stones as possible into Thailand from 1970s itself. Today, what do they have? They have $15 billion industry. Only 700,000 people employed. That goes to show how much value addition they are doing inside that country. Everything that Mr. Mansoor said is talking about, number one, bringing our youngsters on board. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot do everything that he said if we cannot bring the young talent on board. Except for Galle, Weliwatta, and Ratnapura, where is out of family chains people come into trade, hardly any youngsters come to the trade in Colombo. Whereas you have engineering-based students in Colombo. They are not motivated. I'm inviting all of you to look at this from the point of view handing over better, stronger industry to our next generation. If we fight each other by pointing fingers about each other's wrongdoing, whether it can be state, it can be us, it can be any part of the trade, we are losing out to the rest of the world. You saw everything that Mr. Mansoor said. That is good enough for us to build the entire country on. We have enough talent inside. Our boys who go to Africa, they are enormously talented in the knowledge of rough gemstones. Even people like Mr. Mubassir cannot crack that. It is a sacred knowledge that our boys carry. We must come together, give them the opportunity to benefit, to prosper. We are just killing each other, shooting at each other's feet by pointing fingers at each other. You are doing this is wrong, that is wrong. Come on, we all on one team. Let's come together, talk our differences, sort this out, take it forward. All what we see like the last 10 years is people come together, call us for meetings. We have attended hundreds of meetings together. And then take the proposal, then they walk away. They don't even engage. All what I'm saying, let's meet, let's discuss. We can disagree, no problem. But as a country, we must continuously engage if you want to take this forward. And I'll show you, there is one opportunity emerging. Right now, the industry is struggling. With all the roadblocks that came together, we don't have the supplies to provide, and we don't have the brand to provide. People are desperate sellers. People have become desperate sellers. Ladies and gentlemen, if you go social media and really observe the campaigns run by the big brands, like Tiffany's, like Graf Watches, watch them. Risha Mill, Harry Winston's, they are all introducing sapphires and rubies for this season back again. Why? Because the diamond world is really struggling because of the lab-grown diamond fiasco. So who is going to benefit from this marketing campaign that they are going to carry? These are big brands. They will get client following. Is it Thailand or is it us? It's sad to admit, one Thai dealer would have more stocks of sapphires than the entire Colombo put together. Am I right? So it's time to wake up, not by fighting each other, not by accusing each other between the state and the private sector. We must get together, set the right framework so that the next generation will benefit out of this. We must have the supplies to be able to cater to a branded delivery.
What we are right now is actually desperate sellers of a commodity. That's where we are. Number two, there is no way on earth this industry can sustain if we cannot onboard the youngsters. They are not feeling motivated enough because of all the hardships, hassles, roadblocks coming together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rizwan. I see the audience agreeing, I suppose. Dr. Harsha, I'm going to be throwing the hard ball at you. So, just coming back to what Mr. Rizwan just said, there's no point of harping on the past, where it went wrong. We need to have a forward approach, look into the future, understand generations, and also, the bottom line, all come together and work as one team. I think Ceylon Gemlogue would be a stepping stone where we can build on this dialogue and take this as a movement, take this forward so that our voices will be heard, not just the panel, but of course, everybody on a Sunday who are present here today. So, Dr. Harsha, again, coming to you, throwing the hard ball at you. So, you're currently the chair of the Committee of Public Finance. You've held ministerial portfolios previously. So, talking about countries like Thailand, Hong Kong, and other hubs that have leveraged imported stones to create large-scale export businesses, how can Sri Lanka economically capitalize on both our own stones and strategic imports to maximize foreign exchange and earnings? And just to add, why have we not done that so far? So coming back to what all of the issues that were stated by the industry leaders as well, they've spoken, they've given policies. So where is the bottleneck? Why have we not done anything so far, in your opinion?
Thank you. I think it's in the head. Because, I believe in one thing, and that is, as a small country, if we are to become a hub, we have to become a part of the global marketplace. It's simple as that. You have to break down the walls that we have been erecting around this island and instead build bridges. That is an ideological page that we all must get on, immaterial of what political party that we belong to. From what the gentleman said, I don't know if I heard this right, and also you said that need for stock of stones, that perhaps one large dealer in Thailand may have more than all of us put together. That statement alone basically summarizes why we cannot be a hub. Why is that? You see, recently the Americans helped one of the museums to showcase remnants of a ship that was sunk 2,000 years ago. I think it was called the Godawaya ship in the south. Now, I was asking people what was in that ship. They said a lot of ceramic items, which means it was a goods transportation, logistics operation. They may have liquids, they may have, who knows what else they were transporting, transshipping, value adding, etc. Now, history is important. If you look at this country's history, we've had glorious times. There is a song that we sing and we all get emotional. Parakum yugayak nawata tarambau hela bhumitale Lanka. Now I ask people, what was so great about Parakramabahu's era? What did he do? Yes, he built 6-story mansions in Polonnaruwa. He built massive lakes. We were self-sufficient in grain. He built cities. But what people don't talk about, he was a great trading king. He fought wars with South Asian countries. I mean, if you read the history in Chulavamsa, you'll see how he fought a war against a king called Alaung Setu in Myanmar in something like 1152. Why? Because he was trading in gems and in pearls and in ivory. And the kings in Myanmar tried to stop it by putting tariffs. So there was a trade war, which actually meant, they say, elephants being transported on hundreds of ships with poisonous arrows and to beat the king of Myanmar. So Sri Lanka, when we were prosperous, was connected. We cannot continue to say that we are going to put up these tariff and duty walls. It doesn't work. We don't have all the gems that we require, if I understood here correctly. We have our Ceylon sapphires, whether it's Van Cleef of Arpel, or whether it is Tiffany's, or whether it is Colombo Jewellery Stores, or whether it is Lalita. You know, they'll have their own brands, and branding our stones is one. But from what I understand is that we import a whole lot of rough stones and then we add value, and that's how we'll hopefully become a hub one day. Right? And there is all kinds of new technology coming. I saw the young man very passionately talking about his company, and there are others also. Some of our relations are also involved in something called Panelists, Gemlogue, using AI to look at authentication and also blockchain from the origin. Every time a gem is transacted, will there be some sort of benefit to the original miners of that gem? I was in Sydney last week. I was at the minerals and mining department. They showed me the amazing technology that that university is building using technology and AI, looking at gold mining, coal mining, gem mining, graphite mining, and you talk about having a diploma in this stuff at Sabarkam University. Not enough. Not enough. So on the one hand, and I will summarize this, it's an ideological block. You know, whether we want to put the VAT, and now, yes, what Mangala introduced in 2018, I think, that refund when foreigners buy gems on the way out, which was stopped during COVID, has now been reopened. Okay, there is enough technology going around. You don't have to do all that. You can do it at the purchase of sale. So all that is possible. So from the point of view of public finance, from the point of view of the treasury needs to raise revenue from the industry. Now, how best can you do it? People are saying our industry is being given stepmotherly treatment. We are not able to value the rough stone. So then, how are you going to add 18% of something that you do not know the value? And then when I spoke to the treasury this morning, they told me, well, a lot of people say, look, I purchased it in Ratnapura, and he said, I'm not going to give you an invoice. If you want to buy it, you buy it. Otherwise, I'll sell it to somebody else. So I buy it. I don't have an invoice. And I said, this is the value. But the IRD says, no, that is not the value. It's some other value. So is there some other way in which your industry can be legitimately taxed? Because everybody has to pay tax. There's nothing called we are not willing to pay tax. Education needs money. Healthcare needs money. Everybody needs to contribute some amount of their profit into the coffers of the government. Having said that, I think countries like Hong Kong, countries like Dubai, countries like, I don't necessarily know too much about how the Thai system works, but they have found mitigating ways to ensure that the industry is able to efficiently, you said, efficiently, in a cost-effective manner, trade in this mineral. So I think if you are able to, and like Dilith said, this is only about gems because you're interested in gems. But there are other areas also that if we are willing to open our minds, break down the walls, build bridges with the rest of the world, then we can really become the emporium that we used to be.
Thank you, Dr. Harsha. With what you've said, diving in depth to what you said, when it comes to gemstones, you said that everything needs to be taxed. You need to pay your taxes, which is very true. But in terms of this, how do you value or how do you suggest that we tax? I think I will, Mr. Rizwan Naim, would you?
Thank you. Thank you. With due respect to the Honorable Member of Parliament, yes, we agree there is a mindset problem. You are right. Because the authorities certainly have an issue about the very intrinsic and complex nature of this product. It is because this is not like other products. If you buy a soap from a manufacturer, it stops at some point. Whereas this product, when it comes from the point of mine, it can change hundreds of hands. And in between each and every exchange, it provides livelihood for each and every family. Then when it goes out of the country, again sometimes our dealers buy it and bring it back here. Recut the stone and send it back somewhere else. The valuation itself, as you would appreciate, you cannot fix it. It's because you and I see two different values, there's a trade between us. You see it 100, I see it 110. Otherwise, they cannot be fixed, right, if you fix it at one value. Now, there is a whole lot of subjectivity around this product's value. Then also, the nature of the transaction. There is no paper. It's the way it's been happening for thousands of years. It's trust. Trust is more important than the piece of paper in this trade. If I buy a stone on the base of paper, if I say something, people will stick to that. Otherwise, I get bound by a wider set of responsibilities. It is better for the trade. Now, how do you arrest these both sides of challenges? One, the trade needs to operate as efficiently as possible. We don't need to reinvent the model here. Bangkok, let's copy Bangkok. What is Bangkok doing? Thailand. There is easy flow of goods coming in. Because you need as a raw material for production, for job creation and value addition, which is then re-exported for foreign exchange, right? There is no hindrance, no roadblocks, nobody is checking, it's coming in. Hong Kong, similar. When you do your production, you take out the goods, okay, you have agreed with dealer in New York or wherever send, it's the courier coming to your table. There is no regulator, nobody coming there. Courier is coming to your table, you assign the value and send it to New York or wherever. As you know, there is what is called boundary level controls also in a transaction. When it goes to a customer in New York or Europe, you cannot undervalue and send a different flow of income out of there. Their financial regulators also there. We must assign some confidence in the entire system. We shouldn't try to micromanage this industry. Our biggest problem here is people who do not know this product, people who do not have experience in doing a single export are trying to micromanage this industry with all these complications. Let's sit down. Our invitation, let's sit down and talk. Now we have this type of forum, then subsequently there is one meeting, we have had experience with you also. Then they take a proposal, they vanish away. There is no engagement. We are asking, let's talk about these differences. Sit down consistently. And if it's okay with you, we can do it through a parliament committee. Consistently. We can agree, we can disagree. If you don't understand something, please ask us 10 times, no problem, we will explain. To To sort out this problem with Treasury, we gave specific proposal from Ratnapura, Colombo, Berul, all, to make sure that they get a transparent way of collecting taxes, and also the trade continues to prosper. This way, by opening up the trade, Bangkok added just 1 billion post-COVID. Pre-COVID, they were doing 14, now 15. We are not even part of that 1 billion. Why? Because of the mindset you said. We need to crack this mindset. Let's sit down and talk, if you agree.
I mean, I totally agree with you. It is a mindset here. And also I agree, there are a lot of people who have never made $1 million in their lives trying to tell other people how to make $1 million. It doesn't work like that. You must appreciate that. For me, and I'll tell you, what I stand for is to create a country that allows citizens to create wealth. Creating wealth is good. To me, socialism doesn't work. If you are stuck in this socialist mindset, then you think every person who is making $1 million is a crook. Every businessman is a crook. Every gem exporter is a crook. Everybody is trying to hide the money. If you come to the table with that mindset, you're never going to be able to appreciate the hard work of an entrepreneur. And as a successful entrepreneur, having been able to come to politics because of it, I understand what you are saying. Hard work is what creates wealth. Yes, always there are the bad eggs. It happens everywhere. But you can't generalize it. You have to be able to work with the industry. So I'll tell you what. I'm the chairman of the Committee on Public Finance. In this country's constitution, it is Parliament that has full control over public finance under Article 148. I am willing to open a discussion with you on advising the Treasury, bringing the Treasury on board, bringing the industry on board to try to figure out, after all these years, possibly a way forward. And I have done it. Thank you. And I have done it in the past. Now, for instance, the casino. I have no moral or ethical problem with a casino. But I have a problem if they don't pay the right amount of tax. That is why I disagreed with the former president. Look, you cannot give licenses unless and until you have a casino regulator. In which country can you run casinos without a regulator? Now, in this regulatory framework that has been introduced, I told them you can drive trucks through the holes in the regulation. That's how bad it is. But we are making progress. We are inviting the industry, we are inviting the regulators, we are inviting the Treasury, and we can hopefully get on the same page. So that is my undertaking to you. What I'm going to request from you is to officially write to us as the chair of the Committee on Public Finance. And I'm willing to give my word today that we will start a discussion. That's what you want? Bring everybody to the same place, and we will fight it out. And let's see how we are going to go forward. That's all I can do from not being in government, but having some responsibility as the chair of the Committee on Finance. Thank you.
Thank you, Harsha, for those encouraging words. We have made so many proposals. This nature of the business is totally different to any other trade that happens in this country. But still, we are not shying away from paying taxes. We have given proposals to pay deep tax, turnover, everything we have been giving for the last 3-4 years. So, but none of these is being taken seriously, or there is no action taken from the Treasury, from the relevant ministers, officials. So we are willing to pay tax on this and to net in all the others there is a 60% category who don't pay. They have no tax files, they have no bank accounts. So to bring everybody, we are willing to do it.
Well, that was a bit of a rapid fire session. Dr. Harsha, I think, yes, I'm coming to you. I do have a question for you with all this discussion has been going on. I wanted to come to you. But before that, thank you. Your suggestion, I think, as Ceylon Gemlogue, bringing everyone together, having this conversation, having this dialogue, it is indeed an achievement that we have this opportunity and platform to present the entire industry before the Committee on Public Finance, and that you're willing to, have this conversation and progress forward. So before Mr. Samanta, I want to come to you in terms of taxation, because though you are currently the chairman of the Marine Protection Authority, you were the former deputy of customs. So you have a very wide knowledge and experience in terms of how taxation happens and how this policy works. But before that, we are also short on time. I want to open this forum to our wonderful audience as well. We have the universities representing Sabaragamuwa, Weliwatta, Moratuwa, Peradeniya as well. We have students and we have all the gem enthusiasts and business leaders in the audience. We want to hear from you as well. If you have questions, I would like to open the forum for you before I delve into my question. Any questions? There's a gentleman over there. Can someone give the mic? Yes, thank you. Your name, sir?
Okay. This is my 52nd year in the industry, and I served as the consultant of the National Gem and Jewellery Authority in 2008, and I am a lecturer, I am a teacher. I want to tell you the story that how did we earn money in the past. I can remember when I worked, in fact, my career started as a trainee sales assistant and ended up as the consultant of the National Gem and Jewellery Authority. That is my journey. So during that journey, I was employed with Hemachandra Brothers. There I saw how the government was earning the money. In fact, it was Madam Sirimava Bandana's time, and when we sold our stones, the government paid us as fixed foreign exchange earning certificate 65%, as I can remember. That is to encourage the entrepreneurs, the dealers and merchants. And the important fact was that at that time it was the State Gem Corporation. They were engaged in commercial activities. They had showrooms at York Street and they were selling. And a lot of buyers were willing to buy stones from this organization because it is a state organization. We made billions out of that, and it's very difficult to find the statistics now, but that is how the Sri Lanka made money from gems. That's one aspect. So the policy changes, as we all know, make dramatic changes in the industry as well as in the organizational structure. So when this State Gem Corporation was turned into National Gem and Jewellery Authority, the entire commercial wing was closed actually. So when I was the consultant, one thing that I proposed was we'll start commercial activities, because I myself gave stones and then they were selling. All the entrepreneurs, small scale entrepreneurs had a living actually. Now when they stopped, they were actually bankrupt. They couldn't sell anything anywhere. So the way that we earn money is that actually, the government had a selling organizer, had commercial activities, and also all the foreign buyers, they patronized the government institution. Even there are now buyers who come and ask, don't you have a government institution? Can't we buy stones from a government organization? Now,
Ye-
because of that, we stopped earning for the government actually.
Yes.
One thing.
Thank you, Mr. Guttila. We understand what your statement. I think this is what the gentleman here has also been trying to reiterate. There has been gaps, and there are gaps that we need to cover as well. I think listening to what you've been saying, I think it also relates to the question what I wanted to pose to Mr. Samanta as well. Connecting the dots. If I could direct the question. Thank you for your suggestions and recommendations. So if I can just, since we are running short on time as well, if I can just direct to you, Mr. Samanta, you wanted to, in terms of talking about taxation, I think you're the best person here to, given your experience and expertise, to, what's your opinion on this? You firsthand had experience, so if you can.
Actually, as a person who has involved in this field for last 38 years, and also as a former government servant, and also as a gemologist, an independent person. I'm very independent. I had not involved in the business. Therefore, I can express my ideas very independently. What is lacking last 4 decades, what I have seen is proper vision on the field, then policy. Proper policy. After that, regulations and laws should be amalgamated and should be rehearsed, those things. After that, we have to proper long-term planning for the country. If we analyze the German system in 80s, this burst in Ida Oberstein, and also how they plan in Gem Tower in Bangkok in early 90s. But even after 40 years, what we have planned as a Gem Tower is a good example. Because rather than having in a Gem Authority, in a Gem earlier Twin Tower planning, so we have to far think than those planning. Rather than having few shops in one place, we have to far thinking. We have to take example from Thailand and other countries. So without proper planning. And also the laws and regulations, finally the dedication. Everybody who are in the field, traders, even who make the gems, and the policymakers, and the government servants, all the sections should come together and also have a dedication. That is the sacrification. That is lacking what I see, rather than the personal objectives. So we have to go for national, wide thinking and wide planning. Otherwise, we do not achieve. That's the comment I have said in all the scenario, analyzing all the scenario.
Thank you. I would like to hear from our students from our universities. Do you all have any questions?
Yeah. Is the university, you're asking them first or?
Oh, no, it's okay, it's okay. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Hello. I'll be very brief. I mean, two of my colleagues from the industry have given all the points what is valid, so I don't want to repeat what they told, and they are very correct, and I endorse fully what they said, both of them, that is Mr. Deen and Mr. Rizwan Naeem. Harsha, thank you very much for your offer. I hope how long you last as a co-chairman is the question. Anyway, thank you very much for your offer, because when you were in the government, we would have had 5-6 meetings, but the government you were also dragging their feet. So that's the reason, one of the reasons we are in this situation. Anyway, it's always to have a good new start. Coming back, very importantly, we are lost the race. That's what my two colleagues were telling. We are really lost the race. And if you think in fractions, like Colombo, Beruwala, Ratnapura, Galle, it's not going to work. What Ratnapura has to offer is something special. What Beruwala has to offer is something special. What is Colombo has to offer is something special, and Galle, you know, they have something special. So all of us, all these people in this trading have been dealing for centuries, generations. Some go back as to 5, 6 generations, right? So let's bring all together, and as a Sri Lanka, this is a Sri Lankan gem and jewelry industry, or better way of marketing is Ceylon gem and jewelry industry. We had to come, if you want to make it a hub, the most important thing is to have a free flow of goods. Otherwise, you are never going to be a hub. You are never going to be a hub. That's a fact. So thank you very much for your initiative. I hope you will follow up. We'll be behind you on this. And also, we are given so many documents, all 3 associations. We are given, I think you have more than, for the past 20 years, we have been talking about this, 20, 25 years. Nothing it has become worse and worse. They are micromanaging it, as my colleague said. Everything is micromanaged. Everything is seen in a very, odd eye. No, these guys are cheating us. No. We love our country. We want to give our experience and improve the dollar revenue to the country. And my colleague said, we are the best dealers of rough gemstones all over the world. All our colleagues who are dealing in rough are taking great risks to go to Africa without any government protection or policy initiative. On their own, no insurance, nothing. So please help us to work with the NGJ, with the tax authority and the policy makers, especially the policy makers, to see that we become a hub and hub becomes a reality. Otherwise, we are losing. Already 60 companies are established in Bangkok. 60 Sri Lankan companies are established in Bangkok. It's a fact. It's not a lie. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Altaf, for your wonderful remarks. I think I have a question. So we are running short of time because we were supposed to wind up at 12:30. Dr. Harsha, I know you're in a bit of a rush, but can you take one more question for me? I have not meaning to put you in any trouble, but thank you for taking a seat here and being here. While it would have, I know, due to the time constraints and a lot of, despite the numerous support that we've received, it would have been more progressive if we had representatives from the government here as well. But we are not. As Ceylon Gemlogue, we wish to take this voice ahead. We will be also submitting a white paper based on the discussions we had, which we will also forward to the Committee on Public Finance. And thank you for your for tabling the offer so that everybody can come to Parliament and discuss about this. Just to throw a small question at you, Dr. Harsha, is there any possibility to allow free flow? If not, what is stopping?
No, I mean, this is not just only for gems. I mean, this mindset change has to happen. You see, I'll give you one example so you understand what I'm talking about. Sri Lanka is one of the most closed economies in the world. You probably won't believe it, but it is true. Since the mid-90s, things have changed. In 1995, Sri Lanka and Vietnam both exported about $3.5 billion. Last year, we are pottering around now trying to add $10,000 to the portfolio. We will end up with about $12 billion in exports this year. Last year, Vietnam exported something like 400 billion. They went from 3.5 to 400. We went from 3.5 to 12 over the last 30 years. What happened in the last 30 years? Please think. What happened to the export industry after Mr. Premadasa? Please think. Who stopped the integration of this country to the world? Please think. These things don't happen overnight. It's an ideology. It's a mindset. We got to think of our GPS. Why were we called the Emporium? Why? Why did the traders come to this country? Why did the Portuguese come here? Why did the Dutch set up the VOC? Why? You know, so there is something that we have to learn from our prosperity economic history. And that is, let goods flow into this place. Let goods flow out of this place. We got to trade. And we got to give private enterprise that opportunity to create wealth. You know, I totally disagreed with the gentleman earlier of the state wanting to start trading in gems again. Nonsense. The state should stay away. It should just create some policies that encourage and incentivize people like yourself to create wealth. The state cannot create wealth. That socialist experiment failed. Facets was an utter failure. Only when J.R. Jayawardena came in 77, the Facets was thrown out. And the dollar brought to the internationally, sort of the rupee brought to an internationally traded value of the dollar. So intervention by the state in business will only create this problem even bigger. So I have, with all due respect to you, sir, my view. Also, you know, I was never a member of the cabinet, so you can't blame me. Right? I never really had any executive power thus far. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know. But I will give you my thinking. My thinking is that this country has to become a trading hub. That is what our GPS gives us the leverage for. Unless we are able to see that, whether it is rough gemstones or something else. So, with that, Madhavi, I really have to go. So I'm going to excuse myself.
Thank you
and
so much,
please walk
Dr.
out.
Harsha.
I'm not being rude. I told I have to go
yes,
at
yes.
rest. Thank you very
Totally
much.
understand. Thank you for your time, Dr. Harsha. We appreciate your valuable insights. Thank you. Thank you. So we can accommodate a question or two if you have for the industry. Oh, we have a question from that end.
Yeah.
Yes,
Madhavi,
the mic over there.
Madhavi, I'm also here. I have a question.
Could we just, yes, sir, you. The mic over there, you raised your hand first. Yes, yes. Can we have the mic over there? The gentleman in looking to. So I respectfully request you keep it very short.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I'm Hafiz from Colombo, not from a gym background, but you know, recently I started to understand it. So I would say it's less than 1 year.
Okay.
But not questions, few suggestions. So if you could put a Google form where people could throw their questions, because everybody would not get the chance like me. So if you could put a Google form or fill the paper and drop into a box, it would help in terms of gathering information or brainstorming. We as a country, so that would be a great initiative if you could accommodate it. And the second thing is, I'm not from a political background or from a gym, I don't have any gym family members. But then again, what I would say is, during the panel discussion, they discussed about it's a trust-based business. But then again, recently I've been traveling to Ratnapula, Nivithikala, Haraniyawaka, Beruwala.
Yeah.
So one of the things which I see is, yes, it's a trust-based business, but then again, when a new joiner, comes into the market, they try to rip them off, showing synthetic. So, from a government standpoint, as well as those associations, Gym, Beruwala, whatever the associations, if they could place certain, initiatives to, help people like us, the new, the youngsters to enter to this industry? Yeah, there could be synthetic ones sold, but then again, a mechanism to be safeguard so that people do not get discouraged. So that's what, no questions, suggestions only, yeah.
Thank you so much. I believe the University of Peradeniya is here. They're offering a master's program in gemology. And I think education in terms of understanding in depth, experience and education both hand in hand. Okay, there's one more question. Okay, yes, keep it very short, sir. Just 1 minute, yes.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Gunasekara from Ratnapura. I'm from the traditional gem mining family. A simple question.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker and the panel. You have raised some good issues. Please take it up with the Public Finance Committee. My issue is about the National Gem and Jewellery Authority. The staff are doing a big job, but plenty of red tape. An ordinary gemming license, not the BACO, has to go to the chairman for approval. This is a simple example of a gem license inquiry. Now over 3 months, when I said, sir, mail chairman asankaran danu. So just imagine the red tape. So can you all, Mr. Priyantha Weliwatta from the Gem Mine Way, trying to streamline these things, does the chairman need to approve all the gemming applications? In the past, it was the regional manager who approved it. Yes,
okay.
Unlike BACO license. So if you all can help us, this will stop illegal gem mining.
Yes.
Traditional gem mining is full of obstructions. Simple letter, I can't get.
I think we understand the question. Yes. Right. So I think coming together as an association, we can address this issue. Mr. Deen, yes.
No, this is nothing new. The Gem Authority not signing, sending letters. We have been encountering this for years. So be a little patient and you have to make your presence felt there to get anything done.
Yeah, so for the suggestion that the young gentleman make there, you do have papers and pencils on your table. So if you have any suggestions or questions, you can write and you can hand it over to our registration counter right over there. We will have a look. Yes, we have a question, Reda. Yes. Can we have a mic over there? Keep it very short. Yeah. Can we have a mic? Oh, okay.
Hi.
Okay.
Everyone knows me. I don't need to introduce myself. Simple question. We need not only from the private sector, something like need to be organized with, from the public sector to answer most of the question. But still we have an answer. Most of the people here, some of the people I know who are former customs department, former from NGGA. I think they can take the message to the people. That's all I'm requesting. Thank you.
Can we have the mic there so we can have if we can quickly.
Hi, I'm Danica from Zam Gems, and I see traceability as a value addition, especially in this time and age. And I just want to ask, what challenges do you see in terms of, I understand innovation and technology, we are far back, but what other challenges do you see in terms of getting the community together, or whether it's people, product, whatever it is, what challenges do you see in us actually creating a more transparent industry?
That's a good question, because at the moment, international brand name has started a program in Sri Lanka and Madagascar where they are insisting on ethical mining, sustainability and traceability. So it's a tough call to get all the miners to where they expect us even to write down which mine the stone came from, and maybe information about the miner. So this program is going on, and down the line in 4 or 5 years time, this may be, it's regulation in Switzerland where traceability and more ethical mining. There should be no child labor. Like in Angola, there was blood diamonds. They're scared of all those. The consumer is very much interested that whatever stone they buy is come from ethical mining. So this traceability program is going on at the moment.
All right, thank you. Yes. There are so many questions coming in. Yes.
Actually, this can be maybe not a question, but just a suggestion. Or there may be not a suitable person here to answer. I think this can be a question from the government side. Now, we were all talking about Bangkok and Hong Kong, that they are doing big and so much of turnover as a business hub. Sri Lanka is not in that level. But one of the things is Thailand and Hong Kong, they have given the freedom to do the business. I don't think there's a gem authority in Bangkok or Hong Kong because there's nothing to protect their own stones. Sri Lanka has our own Ceylon Sapphire name and our own mining. And even Bangkok, Thailand, I don't think they have their own stones now. In the long ago history, they had Siam ruby, but it is also not coming now. So Sri Lanka has so many things to protect. One is Ceylon Sapphire name and also our own stones. And the second thing is our production. And also the best thing, people who know about gemstones from Sri Lanka, they go and they are the biggest asset in Sri Lanka. What are the facilities and what is the way how government or the authorities look at these people? And the people who know about gemstones, they go to places like Madagascar and Tanzania, Mozambique, or all these countries and bring back the stones and do the value additions. And they know how to, like very few nations know how to select a gemstone with the torch and the light and what kind of gemstones will come out. So that is one of the biggest assets in Sri Lanka. And authorities or the customs or how they look at these people when we export. In Thailand, it's very simple. I'm living in Thailand for last 20 years and also in this industry for a few years, I mean more than 25 years with the blessing of Vijay Gems and other. And now when we do the exports and imports in Thailand customs, we know how easy it is. And when we are in Sri Lanka, when we do the exports and imports, what kind of process is there? In 24 hours, we can do exports in Thailand. So if Sri Lanka is ready to do that, if Sri Lankan government and the authorities, if they allow us to do the imports and exports freely, and officially the money will come to Sri Lanka, not Thailand and our exporters, our gem dealers also may be living in other countries and taking as a hub. There's no point of bringing Madagascar and other stone to Sri Lanka. So this kind of to be addressed with the authorities, and this is another discussion. I'm very glad that you are taking up some initiative on this kind of events, and especially the branding thing, as Dilip said, that is something that you are doing. Yeah. So these kind of questions, I know there will be no answers here, so we have to find those answers.
Yes, thank you. I mean, I know I'm the moderator, but in my opinion, there is no question that has no answer. We can all come together and find answers, which is why we're here at Ceylon Gemlogue, trying to find answers and trying to make progress in resolving them. We have 4 white papers ready, but where I know we've gone way beyond time. It would have been wonderful if we could have presented the white papers that we've made to the public, the officials who are present here, but unfortunately, due to their very busy schedule, they have sent their regrets. But we will make sure our voice is heard, and we have to. I mean, it's overwhelming, the questions you have, I understand. I wish if I could converse more with our panelists as well, but we have Justin, waiting to take the stage for his session. So thank you for your suggestions and your questions, and also for the esteemed panel, including Dr. Harsha. Dialogue is one thing. It's easy to communicate, but the other party should also listen. Somebody should be listening, or else it is a waste. So you can talk all you want, but if nobody is listening, that's pointless. So we will ensure, Ceylon Gemlogue will ensure that every word which has been said here will be heard from this moment onwards. And with that promise, I will have to conclude and wind up the sessions and hand over the controls to our super amazing host, Ashan Jayas. Thank you, Ms. Priyantha, Mr. Samanta, Mr. Ajward, Mr. Rizwan Naim for your time and your valuable inputs, and for the super amazing audience. I know you, we wish we had more time, but maybe we will meet again and we will talk, we will have this opportunity again. So until then, Ashan, over to you. Thank you.